Hey everyone, my name is Fox.
I'm KFC Dad, and these are the Premier League predictions for week number
37.
the penultimate game, which means, do you know what it means? It means the game before the last game. That's penultimate. So that's week 37. Okay, I'm just going to explain that there is 11 games in this week 37. Now, this is because we're going to predict the cup final, the FA Cup final on Saturday. So there's 2 games on Friday, the cup final on Saturday, 5 Premier League games on Sunday, and 1 Premier League game on Monday, and then there's 2 Premier League games on Tuesday. Now, these 2 games at the end are the ones that Manchester City and Crystal Palace would have played, but if they weren't in that final.
Because they're in a final.
They are. You got anything to say about this?
This will be very interesting.
You're going to get some good points?
Yes.
Okay.
You're going to be alright. You're going to be alright.
It's fair to say, I'm going to do the scores in a minute, but it's fair to say we were a bit dismal for last week as well. So we've bottled it like our neighbours. Okay, guys, so let's do the scores from last time, and it's fair to say that we were dismal again. I did get 3 points in the last week, but you and Wesley Schnauzer, they got 2 points each. So you could tell me how many points in third place, your third place, how many points have you got?
I got 95.
195. And in second place is Wesley Schnauzer. He has 205 points. So you're 10 points behind Wesley Schnauzer. But storming in front, I'm miles ahead of both of you. Got 239 points. And it's safe to say that I am going to win this one for this season. So that's the scores from the last time. Guys, don't forget to
like and subscribe to the channel.
Yes, I've seen that, that we are growing slowly, and more of you are watching the channel. Just need to log in and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it's free. It doesn't cost anything. And like the video, give us your comments as well, and many of you do, and we answer to all the comments.
Yeah, I really appreciate all the support, guys.
Yes, we do really appreciate it, and if you like it, then subscribe. So what we're gonna do? That's because Wesley's just left the room. I'll have to get him back because he needs to work. He's tiptoed off out the corridor, and now he's barking in the other room. There's no one there. Wesley, come back. Don't forget, guys, we do have a third member of the team. His name is Wesley Schnauzer.
It could be round somewhere because he's doing tapping kitchen noise.
Yeah, well, he's legged it out of the room. I'm going to go and get him back inside the room. And, I think he's a bit work shy. And, he's always dodging work.
He's hiding.
He is. So I'm going to go in there and get him back in a minute. So Wesley Schnauzer, our canine friend, will be giving his predictions as well.
He's a mischievous dog sometimes.
He is a mischievous dog.
I disagree with what those two are saying. Don't listen to them, guys. I'm alright. I do like work, and I think they're taking a mickey.
Okay, so let's dive into these predictions. And game number 1, the Friday night kickoff at 8 p.m. is
Aston Villa versus Tottenham Hotspur at the Villa Park.
Yeah, this is going to be a tasty game. Let's start off with Aston Villa first, vying for those 4th place Champions League place. They're on 63 points.
Do you think they will get Champions League?
They've got every chance. I mean, they've only lost once in their last 5 games. They've won their last 2 games by a goal, 1-0 against Fulham, 1-0 against Bournemouth. So, they're grinding out results.
They're grinding everything. They're trying to do that things.
And they are playing against quite a poor Tottenham Hotspur side, who in their last 5 games haven't won a game, and they lost in their last game, didn't they?
Crystal Palace
2-0.
But they are in the final.
They are. I think they're putting all their eggs in one basket, and they are in the Europa League final against Manchester United. Now, the winner of that will get a Champions League place.
Ooh.
So we'll do a prediction about that when that comes along. What's your prediction for this game as it stands? Because Aston Villa really need to get into those Champions League places.
You know what I'm going to say? I think Aston Villa will win 2-1.
2-1. What did I say? I've gone for an Aston Villa win as well. And I've gone for another 1-0 to Aston Villa. It's like that song for Arsenal. 1-0 to the Arsenal. So 1-0 to the Villa. Right, so that's game number 1. What about our four-legged friend, Wesley Schnauzer?
Aston Villa versus Tottenham Hotspur. Aston Villa coming into form at the right time of the season, whereas Tottenham, they are 17th in the league and haven't won in the last 5, like KFC Dad said. I think in this one, it's an easy win for Villa. 2-0 to the Villa.
Game number 2 is
Chelsea versus Manchester United.
Now, this is a very similar game to the game number 1 because Chelsea are on 63 points. They are vying for that Champions League spot as well. They've only lost once in their last 5 games, and they lost in their last game to
Newcastle, the Geordies.
Yes, they did.
But you've got to tell you now, Chelsea are in the final in the Conference League.
They are. Well, let's talk about their opponents. Now, their opponents are a bit like Tottenham. Are they Tottenham in disguise? They haven't won in their last 5. They're 16th in the league, and they can't buy win. But they are in the final of the Europa League against Tottenham, and you know, if they win that, they'll get Champions League.
Want some money, Manchester United or Spurs.
So it's a very similar situation. What's your prediction for this one, mate?
You know what I'm going to say for this one? A Desmond 2-2 draw.
A Desmond. I've gone for a Chelsea win. I've gone 2-1 to Chelsea.
Are you going to Enzo's side?
Yes, I have. So that's our predictions. What about our canine friend? He's back in the room now. Come on, Mr. Schnauzer. Come on. What's your prediction?
Like the boys have already said, Chelsea versus Manchester United. 1 team in the top 6 and 1 team in the bottom 6. I think Chelsea will win this game 2-1.
Game number 3 is
Crystal Palace versus Manchester City.
And this is not a Premier League game. This is the FA Cup final.
Yes, a big one.
That's the big one. And it's the only game on Saturday, and it's at 4:30, isn't it?
Yes.
So let's start off with Manchester City, who are currently sitting in 4th place in the Champions League places with 65 points.
They look like a great season, Dad.
They've not had the best of seasons, but they are still in the Champions League places, and they haven't lost in the last 5 games. What did they do in their last game?
We got a draw again, 0-0 against Southampton.
Yeah, they did, and one of their players was complaining about Southampton sitting back.
Ruben Diaz.
Ruben Diaz, that's the one. Yeah. He said that they're anti-football.
Oh.
Well, fair play to Southampton. They got a point out of that, and they've beaten. Well, we'll come to Southampton in a bit, but their opponents.
Crystal Palace are doing very well this season.
They are doing very well. They sit at the moment 12th in the league with 49 points. They have only lost once in their last 5 games.
Wow.
And they won their last game, didn't they?
Yes, 1-0, 2-0 against Tottenham Hotspur.
Yes, 2-0 against the Cockerels.
Yeah, and Eze scored 2 goals.
He did. So, yeah, it's going to be an intriguing game, this. On the day, any team can win. You know, it's just one result that goes not your way, or a penalty, or a sending off.
Do you know what I'm going to say? You know, I like the Crystal Palace manager.
Yeah.
He's very good. He knows his tactics.
Oliver Glasner.
He knows his tactics. You know, he probably already know what he needs to do against Manchester City.
Well, yeah, he's done very well. So what's your prediction for this one, mate?
You know, I'm going to say 1-0 to Crystal Palace.
1-0 to Crystal Palace. Okay. Well, I do like what Crystal Palace are doing, but having a look at Manchester City, they haven't lost in their last 5, and, you know, I'm going to go for a Man City win. but it won't be an easy win. I'm going to go for a 2-1 to Manchester City. What about our furry canine friend?
Crystal Palace versus Manchester City, the FA Cup final. It could be anyone's game, this one. Both teams are doing okay in the league. Manchester City are in the top 4 at the moment, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for the citizens.
Game number 4 is
It's Everton versus Southampton.
Everton versus Southampton. Now, let's start off with Everton. This will be their last game at their stadium.
At Goodison Park.
At Goodison Park, yes. The last ever game at Goodison Park. So there'll be a bit of a party atmosphere there, won't there?
Be crying tearfuls.
Yes, a lot of their fans will be doing that. And they'll be hoping that they can get the win in the last ever game at Goodison Park.
Do you think the Everton fans will go after the game, will go on the pitch?
Of course, I think they will. They're playing against Southampton now. Southampton have had a dismal season, and in their last game, they got a 0-0 draw against Man City.
We didn't know. We thought Man City would win that.
And Ruben Diaz, as you said earlier,
complained.
They said they were playing anti-football. Right, so Southampton have beaten Derby's record. I think they're relieved about that.
They could sit on the fence and sit their back against Everton. I don't think so, Dad.
No, Everton will want to win that game because it's, like I said, the last game at Goodison Park. So, what's your prediction for this one?
I'm saying 1-0 win to Everton.
1-0 win to Everton. I've gone for an Everton win as well to, celebrate their last game there. I've gone for a 3-1 win to Everton.
Wow. Chelsea Dad.
And what about Mr. Canine? What's your prediction, mate?
Everton versus Southampton. Both teams have done okay in their last games. Everton winning their last game and Southampton getting a point at Manchester City. I think, however, Everton will win this 2-0.
Game number 5 is...
It's West Ham versus Nottingham Forest.
Yes, West Ham United versus Nottingham Forest. Let's start off with West Ham United and Graham Potter's West Ham.
Got the win.
They did. They got a win in their last game and they beat Manchester United 2-0.
Wow.
And before that, they drew their game. So in their last 5, they've lost 2, drawn 2, and won their last game. So they're picking up a little bit of form, aren't they? And they are above Manchester United and Tottenham now. What about their opponent?
Forest.
Nottingham Forest, right. So we were at the Forest ground on Sunday. We played against Leicester City, and they desperately needed the win. Whereas Leicester were not really fussed, but we were playing for pride and Vardy's 200th goal. He didn't actually get his 200th goal, but we did get a draw there, and Nottingham Forest drew, so that's scuppered their plans for
Champions League.
It has.
Do you think they go Botnick? Do you think they're going to get into the Champions League now, Dad?
No, they're not going to get into the Champions League now, but they'll definitely be in Europe, either in the Conference or Europa League.
And I'm going to say about the owners. Their owner was not happy.
He wasn't happy. There was a clash with their striker. He hit the post and he got some abdominal injury, and the physio team they put him back on the pitch, and since then he's had an operation. We wish him well. Hope he's okay.
And also, do you know this? He's Nigerian.
Yeah, he knows Iheanacho.
Get well soon, mate.
Yeah, and Marinakis came on the pitch and was furious. Had a little bit of a go at Nuno Espirito Santos.
Ooh.
There was lots of things in that game. There was even a pitch invader.
And also fans and Forest fans are not happy. They were thinking, we're not going to get Champions League.
Well, they aren't going to get Champions League now, but they'll still have Europe. You know, even going to the Conference League like we did, or Europa League like we did, it's still a good fun and good away day in thinking. So what's your prediction?
You know what I'm going to say? This is a thing. I think they're going to get a draw.
Yeah.
2-2 draw with Devon.
2-2 draw. I've gone for a Forest win. Back to winning ways for them. I've gone 2-1 to Forest. I think they've got enough in their team to do West Ham.
They've got a very good team and they're very strong. And how quick will score against us?
He always scores against us.
But it missed more chances. Headers,
He did. So let's go over to Mr. Schnauzer and see what he's got to say about this game, because he's a Leicester fan as well.
West Ham United versus Nottingham Forest. West Ham United getting that win in their last game, and Nottingham Forest faltering, missing out on top 4, but still have European football coming up next season. I've gone for a draw in this, another draw for Forest. I've gone 1-1.
Game number 6 is
the London derby against Brentford versus Fulham.
Brentford versus Fulham. Right, let's start off with Brentford. Now, Brentford are a team that's in form. They're in form similar to Manchester City. They've won 4 on the bounce, and they've not lost in their last 5 games.
But
Who did they beat in the last game?
they beat
Who did they? Let's have a look.
Ipswich 1-0.
They beat Ipswich 1-0. Well, like I said, they won 4 on the bounce.
And the striker Whistler score again.
Yeah, they're two forward players, 3 forward players. Kevin Shardy as well.
He keeps scoring goals well.
Yeah, so they've got a good front line. Brentford have. What about Fulham? Fulham started the season off strong, and they've fallen away a bit. They've only won once in their last 5 games, and they've lost their last 2 on the bounce.
Yes.
What was their last game?
They lost 3-1 against Everton.
They did 3-1 against Everton. So let's see. What's your prediction for this one, mate?
I'm confident new KFC Dad 2-1 to the Bees.
Yep. So he just said mine. I've gone 2-1 to Brentford as well.
This season, I'm going to tell you now, Brentford are underdogs.
They are. They're a very good side, and Thomas Frank is a very good manager. Now let's go over to Mr. Schnauzer. What's your prediction, mate?
Brentford versus Fulham, a London derby, and it's quite close by as well. I think Brentford have had a fantastic season and have done really well. Fulham have faltered a little bit. That's why I've gone for a narrow 1-0 win for Brentford.
Game number 7 is
Leicester City versus Ipswich Town.
Yes, our Leicester City versus Ipswich Town. So let's start off with Ipswich Town. Now, Ipswich Town are relegated just like Leicester. This is kind of like a battle of who's going to come third from bottom, because we're both on the same points, I think, 22. And we have won 1 game in the last 5. We haven't lost in our last 2 games because we won, and then we've drawn our last game against Forest. And previous to that, against Liverpool, we lost only 1-0, but we did play well.
We did.
So we're probably the most formed team in the bottom 3. Ipswich lost last time out to
Brentford 1-0.
1-0, and haven't won in their last 5 games.
We'll be sad on our last game, Vardy home game.
Yes, it is our last home game, and it is Jamie Vardy's last home game as well. So there's going to be sadness there, because 13 years he spent with Leicester, and all the things he's done, an FA Cup, a Premier League, Charity, the Shield, Europa League, Europa Conference League, Champions League quarter-final. He's done so much, in just a short amount of time.
You're absolutely a legend, Vardy. We always love you.
We will, and good luck for wherever you go. As long as you don't play against us. He needs a statue. You need a statue outside that stadium.
You do.
He does. Right. So Ipswich, we've said. So what's the prediction?
Could it Vardy get 200 goals?
Oh yes. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. So he's played 500. He would play 500 games for us on Sunday, and he's on 199 goals. So if he scores a goal, he'll be on 200 goals, which is amazing.
Please do it.
Yes.
Get this win, please.
Yes. So right, what's your prediction?
1-0 Leicester.
1-0 Leicester. What did I say? I've gone for 2-1 to Leicester.
To the Mighty Foxes.
Yeah. Let's see what Schnauzer's got to say. Come on, Wesley.
Leicester City versus Ipswich Town. Leicester City, as you can see, is my team, and I was delighted with the 2-2 draw at Forest in the last game. I think we will win this 1-0, a narrow 1-0 win, and it is Vardy's last game. We will miss him very much, me especially. So this is a 1-0 win for Leicester City, with Vardy scoring his 200th goal.
Game number 8 is
Arsenal versus Newcastle.
Yes, this is a tasty one. Second versus third. Arsenal with 68 points and Newcastle with 66 points.
I think Newcastle will come second though.
Well, listen, let's start off with Arsenal first. Arsenal have, in their last 5 games, faltered a bit, and they drew 2-2 with Liverpool, but they were losing, weren't they?
Yeah, and then they lost in Champions League, got knocked out.
Knocked out of the Champions League as well. There are some Arsenal fans wanting a change. I don't know why, but they're wanting a change. They think Arteta's taken them as far as he can go.
Something is going on in Arsenal.
Newcastle. Now let's see. Newcastle are doing okay. They won their last game 2-0 against
Chelsea.
Yeah, and they're on fire. Now, if Newcastle were to win this game, they'd become second, and it would be that song again, isn't it? Because we came third in a 2-horse race. Right. So Newcastle, Arsenal. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen?
I'm going to the Geordies. 2-1 to Newcastle.
2-1 to Newcastle. I've gone for a Desmond. I've gone for a 2-2 draw. Another 2-2 draw for Arsenal. So that's our prediction. What about Mr. Schnauzer?
Arsenal versus Newcastle United, a race for the second place finish. And if Newcastle were to win this, they would jump into second place. I have actually gone for a Newcastle United win, and I've gone 2-1 to the Geordies.
Game number 9 is
Brighton versus Liverpool.
Brighton and Hove Albion versus Liverpool. Okay, so let's start off with Brighton and Hove. They've picked up a little bit, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
Let's have a look. Where are they? They haven't lost in their last 3 games. They won their last game 2-0 against Wolves.
Good win for them.
Yeah, so I don't know. Something's clicked there right towards the end of the season with 2 games to go. What about Liverpool? Liverpool, they've won the title. They are the champions. And are they on the beach? Because they haven't won in the last 2 games.
I got some news to tell you about you. Trent Arnold's got all the Liverpool fans will booing Trent Arnold.
Yes, I've seen that in that game against Arsenal. When he came on, there was sections of the Liverpool fan base booing Trent Arnold, and that's why all that service is given to the fans. Sometimes fans can be very fickle.
He won the Champions League. He won things with them. He won stuff with them. Fair play to Trent Arnold. You want to try a new challenge? Fair play to him.
Yeah. Right. So, what about their opponents? We said about the opponents already.
Yeah. I'm saying to this one. I think Liverpool will lose this one.
You think?
I think Albion will win 2-1.
2-1. What did I go for? Let's have a look.
You go to Liverpool.
Yes, I've gone for the Scousers to win 2-1. So I've gone the opposite way. What about our 4-legged friend?
Brighton versus Liverpool. Now Brighton have picked up a bit. Liverpool have faltered in their last 2 games. I think, however, they'll get back to winning ways, and I've gone for a 1-0 win for Liverpool.
Game number 10 is
Crystal Palace versus Wolves.
right. We forgot to mention in the last one, in the game number 9, that was a Monday night kickoff. The Liverpool versus Brighton versus Liverpool. Now these two games are on Tuesday night, and these two games are for Crystal Palace and Man City because they missed out because of the FA Cup final. So in this game, it is Crystal Palace versus Wolves. Let's start off with.
You know what I'm going to say about Palace? They've been very good this season, playing good, some good football. They've got Eze, this striker, what his name? Mateta, he's on fire. I've got to say, low players, Star is on fire as well.
Well, listen, at the time of recording this, when Tuesday comes around, they could be the FA Cup winners, Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I want to win it, Dad.
Yeah, well, someone different is good to have, isn't it? We won it not so long ago, didn't we?
Let's win it. We done it.
Yeah, and who did we beat?
We beat Man City in Community Shield, and then we beat Chelsea.
Yeah. So right, so Wolves. Let's talk about Wolves. They went through a fantastic phase with their manager, but they have faltered in their last couple of games and lost 2 on the bounce, haven't they?
Yes.
Have some of their players gone to the beach?
Yes. Alvin Kuno is up to Manchester United, Dad.
You think so? What about what's your score prediction for this one?
1-0 to Palace.
1-0 to Palace. I've gone for a draw in this one. I've gone for a 1-1 draw.
They follow. They support the Palace. They like it. Ooh.
Okay, let's see what four-legged friend's got to say. Wesley Schnauzer.
Crystal Palace versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolverhampton Wanderers have faltered in their last 2 games. Crystal Palace have been involved with the FA Cup final, but at the time of recording, we don't know if they are the winners or not. But in this game, I've gone for a 2-1 Crystal Palace win.
Game number 11, the last game of these week 37 is...
It's Manchester City versus Bournemouth.
Yes, Manchester City, the Citizens versus Bournemouth, the Cherries.
Yes, we'll be there at Bournemouth next week.
We will be. We'll talk about that next time. We're having a weekend there. But anyway, Manchester City, by the time this Tuesday fixture comes around, they could be FA Cup winners. We've already mentioned Manchester City. They're doing very well. They're in the 4th spot of the Champions League.
Yeah, but it's a hard one. They have a blip. They got knocked out in Carabao Cup. They didn't do very well in Champions League, Dad. They're doing okay in the Premier League. I thought they would come second, but they couldn't.
Well, they've not had a good season, have they?
No.
So what about Bournemouth?
Bournemouth have been a very good season.
They have had a good season, but they did lose their last game, didn't they?
Yeah, against Aston Villa.
1-0. That was a game that Aston Villa needed to win, and they did get the win. But I think Bournemouth were playing all right, weren't they?
They got a good manager.
Yeah, they have.
They got Sminodo or something. The strikers, they got quality players.
Yeah.
Manchester got quality players, well, but this will be his last game for Manchester City. Kenny Bruyne.
Yes, they're not giving him a new contract, are they? Bournemouth in their last 5 games, like I said, they've lost once in their last game. But previous to that, they hadn't lost in their last 4 of that game of there.
I'm asking you about Haaland. What do you think of Haaland this season? He's not that fine this season.
No, he's not. But none of the Manchester City team have really been on fire or anything. They've just done enough to get probably Champions League or just below Champions League. Right, so what's your prediction?
I'm going to say 1-0 to Bournemouth.
1-0 to Bournemouth?
Yes.
I've gone 2-0 to Manchester City and yeah.
Oh, Wesley Schnauzer, last one.
Last one, Wes. What's your prediction, mate?
Manchester City versus Bournemouth. At the time of recording, we don't know whether Manchester City or Crystal Palace are the winners of that FA Cup final. Bournemouth have been doing very well, but they did lose their last game, and I think Manchester City will triumph in this game, and I've gone for a 3-1 win to Manchester City. Thank you for watching, guys. We hope you enjoyed the show, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And if you like Wesley Schnauzer, give me a special mention in your comments.
Okay, guys, thank you for watching. That concludes all our Week 37 predictions, all 11 games, including the FA Cup final. Hope you've enjoyed watching.
Yeah, and get your weekend, get your beers down you, and let's have a good at-home game, last game, and let's celebrate with Vardy.
Yes, we're looking forward to that, our last home game of the season. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And get down there. Come on, City. Let's go.
There'll be more exciting content coming from us. We're doing lots of different things. And over the holidays, we'll be doing some vlogs as well. And then next season, there'll be a lot of different things and a lot of good things happening with the channel. So make sure you tune in and watch our videos.
And keep the faith of the City.
See you the next time. Adios, amigos.
Lao bar.